Between Two Worlds. Chapter 3. A Gray Day. Lira woke to the sound of rain on the window. It was a kind of rain that had been falling for days, steady, gray, without drama. The clock read 7:15. She had meant to be up at 7, but the bed had felt too heavy to leave. She lay there a minute longer, staring at the glass jar on the bedside table. Inside were the moss crumbs from the first night, the silver grass and feather from last night, and now the golden petal that had appeared on her pillow this morning. They looked ordinary in daylight, but she knew better. The garden was changing her. She pushed back the covers and stood. The floorboards were cold. She padded to the window and looked down at the street, umbrellas bobbing, cars hissing through puddles, people hurrying to work. Normal life. But her life didn't feel normal anymore. She dressed slowly. Thick socks, jeans, the green sweater Myra had suited her, hair twisted into its knot. Downstairs, the bookshop waited. She turned on the lights. The place smelled of paper and lemon polish. The shelves looked the same, but she noticed things she hadn't before. How the light fell on certain spines, how dust gathered in corners she'd missed, how quiet it could be when no one was there. She made coffee instead of tea. Strong, black, drank it standing at the counter while checking the till from yesterday. Sales had been good, enough to cover the electric bill, and put a little toward the roof repair. Myra arrived at 10 with 2 takeaway coffees and a paper bag of croissants. "You look like you didn't sleep," she said, handing one over. Lira took it. "Long night." "Bad dreams." "No," Lira said. "The opposite." Myra raised an eyebrow but didn't push. They ate the croissants in the back room, steam from the coffees fogging the small window. The morning passed quietly. A few regulars came in. Mr. Jenkins with his railway books, Mrs. Harrell looking for poetry. A young man bought a stack of sci-fi paperbacks and stayed to chat about favorite authors. Lira recommended a few, wrapped them carefully, added bookmarks. At noon, she stepped out to post online orders. The rain had eased to a drizzle. She was halfway across the street, arms full of parcels, when a delivery van sped past. The puddle was deeper than it looked. The wave of dirty water hit her like a slap, cold, shocking, soaking coat, jeans, boots. The van didn't slow. She stood dripping on the pavement, parcels clutched tight, as a passerby gave her a sympathetic look and hurried on. Back in the shop, Myra's eyes widened. "Oh no. Hey, take my spare hoodie." Lira changed in the bathroom, hanging her soaked clothes on the radiator. The hoodie was too big, sleeves past her hands, smelling faintly of vanilla and university halls. She managed to laugh when Myra teased her about looking like a drowned librarian. The afternoon brought more customers. Sales were steady. A woman bought the illustrated fairy tales for her granddaughter. A man in a suit asked for books on grief and left with 2. The till looked healthy, but the gray feeling clung. Around 4, her phone buzzed. "Callum, saw you outside earlier. You look cold. Coffee? My treat." Her stomach twisted. He lived 3 streets away. Of course he could have seen her. She typed "please," stopped and deleted it. Typed "I don't want to talk" and deleted that too. In the end, she blocked the number, again, and slipped the phone away. Myra caught her expression. "Everything okay?" "Old stuff," Lira said, trying to come back. Myra gave her a quick hug. "You deserve better." Closing time came. Myra left with a borrowed umbrella. Lira locked up, cashed the till, turned off lights. Upstairs, she showered long and hot, letting the water wash away puddle grime and some of the day's weight. When she stepped out, the mirror was steamed. She wiped a circle and looked at herself. Tired eyes, damp hair, the vine bracelet she hadn't taken off since it appeared. She pulled on warm pajamas and made toast with honey, ate it at the table, watching streetlight shimmer on wet pavement. The jar of garden pieces sat on the shelf. She opened it, touched the golden petal. It was still soft, still faintly warm. The day pressed in. The puddle, Callum's message, the endless rain, the loneliness that no good sales day could quite fill. But beneath it was a pool, stronger now, She went to bed at 9, turned off the light, pulled the covers up, waited. The shift came. Lira opened her eyes to moonlight and moss. Whisper Willow was waiting, purring. Tonight, the garden felt different, expectant, as though it knew what was coming. Lira sat up. Show me more. Whisper Willow jumped down and led her toward the deeper trees. They walked past a lantern path, past a meadow of great blossoms. The garden opened into new places, darker woods, thicker vines, paths you hadn't seen before. The air grew cooler. The moon seemed farther. After a long walk, they reached a place where the trees grew close and old. Roots twisted across the path like sleeping snakes. The ground was softer, richer. Whisper Willow stopped at a thicket of vines. Lira pushed through. There was a hollow, and the wooden ladder descending into golden light. She looked at the cat. He touched his nose to her hand, then leapt onto the first rung. Lira gripped the smooth wood and followed. The descent was long. The walls sparkled with crystals. The air warmed, scented with earth and honey. When she stepped off the last rung, the vast underground meadow opened before her. Fairies hovered in small groups. Rabbits clustered near doors. Voices were low. Hopper waited at the bottom, ears pricked. "You came," he said. "We hoped you would." Lira knelt. "Tell me about this place." Hopper hopped closer. "Come, meet my family first. They've been waiting." He led her along a flower-lined path to a round blue door set into a hillside. Inside was snug, woven rugs, shells of acorns, a glowing stone hearth. Mimar Clover greeted her with a bow. "Welcome, Dreamer. Sit. Tea's ready." Papa Burrows shook her hand with a pull. "We're glad you're here." The kits, Thistle, Bramble, Fern, peeked shyly. Thistle, the oldest kit, was bold and curious, with fur a mix of brown and white. He hopped forward first. "Are you from the surface? What's it like up there?" Lira smiled and sat on a low stool. "It's different. Lots of buildings, people, rain today." Bramble, quieter, with soft gray fur, asked, "Do you have burrows too?" "Sort of. Houses, apartments." Fern, the smallest, cream fur like her mother, hid behind Clover but peeked out. "Do you have magic?" Lira thought of the garden. "I'm starting to." Clover poured tea from a pot shaped like a leaf. "We've heard of dreamers like you. The guardian cat brings only those who can help." Papa Burrow nodded. "Our family has lived here for generations. Tunneling, growing glow seeds, keeping the roots strong. But lately..." He trailed off. Thistle finished. The thorn beast, he's scaring everyone. Lira leaned forward. "Tell me more." They did, over tea and nutcakes. Clover started. He was Old Digger once, a great mole who dug the deepest tunnels, kept the burrow safe, but a crystal shard lodged in his tooth. The pain made him angry. Now he roars, collapses paths, drive families out. Papa Burrow added, "Our neighbor's burrow caved in last week. They lost everything, food stores, beds, even their glow lanterns. They are staying with cousins now, but it's crowded." Thistle said, "My friend lost his favorite toy in the collapse. He cries at night." Bramble whispered, "I'm scared he'll come here." Fern clung to Clover. "Me too." Lyra's heart ached. "How can I help?" Clover looked at her. "Dreamers have gentle hands. Maybe you can reach him." They talked more about burrow life, the daily routines disrupted by fear. Clover described gathering berries at dawn, now skipped because the outer paths are unsafe. Burrow spoke of repairing tunnels, now endless with the beast's damage. Other creatures joined. Bracken the fox arrived, spectacles perched on his nose. "I'm the storyteller here, but stories don't calm the kids anymore. They ask about the beast every night." He shared his woe. His library of leaf books damaged in a minor collapse. Lost some old tales. Irreplaceable. Spirit the deer came, crown of leaves glinting. "I guard the streams, but the water's muddy now from fallen earth. Fish are sick. Plants die. Her voice was soft, sad. My fawn is frightened to play outside. Fairies fluttered in. Loom, spark, dewdrop, glimmer. Loom landed on Lira's shoulder. We weave light for the burrows, but the beast shakes the roots. Our wings tire from extra flights. Spark said, I lost a friend last month, scared away to Surface Woods. Dewdrop added, our festivals are cancelled. No dancing, no joy. Glimmer whispered, we feel the magic fading. If the beast doesn't stop. They talked long into the burrow evening, sharing stories, fears, small hopes. Lira listened, asked questions, felt their pain become hers. When the lights dimmed for rest, she promised to return. She climbed the ladder with Whisper Willow. Back in the garden, she lay in the mossy bed, closed her eyes, woke as Lira at 8 o'clock. On her pillow, a small woven leaf from the burrow. The garden was calling her to help. The woes were real. She would go back,